Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome back to Shadows of Sorcery, Session 61. God, we've topped the 60s.
Yep.
We're on our way to the 70s. It'll be purple wallpaper and green bathrooms all the way.
Are we past disco yet?
Never.
Disco never dies.
Correct answer.
Welcome everybody to Shadows of Sorcery, Session 61. I am joined this evening by the wonderful, the illustrious players of mine who are here to have fun and enjoy themselves and not have a cleaning kink, etc., etc. Sorry. Discussion of things pre-session. Today we are joined by the greatest of barbarians, the mightiest of paladins, the man with far too many swords for his own good, Prodigious Maximus, as played by Elfiopen.
Ew.
We have the man of transition, a transcendent being. Everyone wants to be him, everyone wants to fuck him. It's Darren Morin, in the form of lying in bed, man. Everyone knows this man. He is the epitome of knowledge and awkwardness. It is the librarian Arcus, as played by Zarian. It's so quiet, I can barely hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Please, not with the
He's speaking to you from the beyond.
Not the ASMR. And finally,
I'm gonna stroke this tome really quick, right next to the microphone. Oh yeah, that's some vocab.
Drag your fingernails across the leather surface of that toe.
Can I finish my
Just need to get really long and clear acrylics and start tapping my leather toes.
And finally, last but not least, the tamer of beasts, the scaler of walls, the shooter of arrows. It is Ingvar Svan, as played by Lydia.
Help.
No one is here to help you. You're all trapped in my D&D basement for the next 3 hours.
Help.
Don't drag an open inside.
Okay, so, who wants to do the recap? Alright. Last we left off, ladies and gentlemen, we were in a bit of a pickle. You had all finally met the other Blackwood. The member of essentially the Radavian Witness Protection Scheme. One of the people who runs that system is Fieran, Lord Blackwood's identical twin, or almost identical, and one, as it turns out, of 3, for they are triplets. Though you have not met the third yet, and you don't actually know where they are. Fieran gave you all a job, paid in cash, and was relatively open and honest about what the job would entail, which is a surprisingly refreshing thing from general payment and people who provide you work in general, especially in your line of work. You were to engage a group in distractive combat while someone else was secreted away and switched out with a different body. You ended up completely annihilating the people you were intending to distract, which is not necessarily a bad thing because it means that no one will question the fact that the body of Meritsovin, a eyeless demon who is more of a risen demon in the eyes of many sort of religious organizations, could escape his confines as a double agent in the Carnifex Syndicate. You all trekked back to the safe house with the demon and Theron, but not before Ingvar may or may not have pissed off a Rakshasa, who has been returned to hell in the loosest sense of the word. You all engaged in conversation. You found out that, you found out things that you already knew, but that are now starting to make more sense. The existence of the secondary Asmodeus contracts that belong to the Baroness and Evan Law. You found out about the varying bits and pieces, the reasons for them taking on the contract, as well as being able to provide a copy of the contract to Theron for study and possible methods of decoupling it, as it were, nullifying the contract from existence, and in the process freeing 400 souls and your friend Arcus's soul from the contract. After that, you all went home. You went back to the inn where you've been staying, and I had some of you roll wisdom saving throws to disastrous effect. So we pick up at around midnight, I think. We pick up at around midnight. All of you had an evening of relatively enjoyable quiet after the rowdiness of the other night. And now you are all safely tucked away in bed. And we're going to start with you, Line. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, boy,
Actually,
here we go
all
again.
of you roll me wisdom saving throws.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
boy, here we go again.
Every day with the dice.
Bye.
Every day I wake up and I roll dice.
Every day I'm rolling wisdom saving throws.
Rolling, you mean failing mostly.
Oh!
Okay, let's see. There it is.
Good for you, Prod.
Nice. Oh, that was almost a 20.
Okay. Was that 15, Lydia?
Yeah. That was a 15.
Okay. So, the DC for this was 15.
Ooh. Oof.
So, lying. In your slump. You have a fitful sleep, tossing, turning. It's... Your dreams are strange. You're standing in an empty city street, one you don't recognize. And it's muddy and dark and wet. There is rain lashing down on the street around you. You look around and you see barricades that have been erected within the city itself. There's trash and debris all over the place. Lots of the buildings around you are boarded up and inaccessible. You look forward through this empty city street that you realize is not empty as this figure starts to claw its way out from between the cobblestones in front of you. This twitching, skeletal figure of a woman who is pulling herself up out of the ground. Her eyes are this deep, red, glowing color that sort of flashes between this red and this gold light. And she twitches her way up out of the cobblestones and starts reaching for you. I need you to roll me initiative.
Yeah? Oh, man.
As she's reaching for you, you hear whispers susurrate around you.
That's a good
Give
one.
it back, give it back, give it back, give it back, give it. As she reaches out for you, you feel this tug from your pocket where the ring of boundless defenestration sits. At least it's where it would sit in your reality, but this is a dream, you're fairly certain. Suddenly,
Yeah, I've seen some stuff. This is probably a dream.
Suddenly you feel a hand grip your boot and pull, and you get pulled down onto the ground. You feel yourself start to sink down into the cobblestones as this figure's hands start to drag you down. What do you do?
Reach for something to hold on to, I suppose. Oh, wait, no, I can fly now. I will try to
Okay.
fly.
All right, roll me a strength check. This will be a contested strength roll.
Oh no. Yep. Yes!
Yeah, they rolled a natural one. That's fine for you. You start to beat your wings, and you start to pull out of the ground. You hear this screech as the hands that are gripping your boots loosen, and you lift off, up and up, high above this desolate, dark city, into the storm clouds above. There's a sudden and you're waiting. You look around the room, and because of your alert feat, I'm going to give you this for free.
Oh no.
You don't wear your boots to bed, obviously.
I
You look around
wear
and you
boots all
notice that your boots have muddy handprints.
Wait, hang on, that's a point. I don't wear boots anymore.
Oh, okay. Your ankles have muddy handprints on them.
Oh, I made it worse.
Yes, you did.
I made it so much worse. Also,
It
whose D20s is
feels-
resting on my face?
gritty,
Good question.
Don't worry about it.
but it's definitely
Just wants to get to know your personality, okay?
it's definitely real. Okay. I would like
Right.
preemptively rolling a wisdom saving throw, I see. Well, that's fair. No. I would like you all to tell me what dreams the rest of you are having at the moment.
Who starts?
We'll go
Roll
left to
initiative.
right. We'll go left to right. You start, Elfie.
So I rolled a 23. So my dreams involve I'm swimming through a lake and I spot a mermaid who dives into the water and I dive after her and there's a big sword under the water and I pick it up and I pull it above do like the epic hero thing like Arthur style and then there's loads of mermaids and they're all clapping and some mermen.
Okay.
Everyone's topless.
As the dream gets to the end, you feel something grab you from under the water. But before you can be pulled under, you wake up.
Mermaids want sexy time.
I think that's not so much. It's more of a nightmare than a dream. He's kind of reliving that day.
Hmm.
You know, the one where everything went. Oh
Yeah.
Jesus!
So, Ingvar steps into a room that is smouldering, smoky. There's ash and sparks flying through the air. You cough and choke, and you push open door after door after door. You're trying to find something, you don't know what. Eventually, you push open this last massive door. It cracks under the flames that are licking up room around you. And you step into this room, and there's this shadowy figure in the distance standing over 3 bodies. One woman, a girl, and a boy. And this figure, who is shadowy and distant, is holding a sharp-looking knife and is about to cut the boy's neck open. And you rush and charge and slam him against the wall, this strange figure who's clouded by ash and smoke. And you slam him so hard that the wall buckles and breaks, and suddenly the entire thing comes crashing down around you. And there is nothing. And you wake up. Librarian.
I got a 16. So, probably not a fully good one. I'd say I'm in the library, working like furiously on something, very concentrated, and I see a shadow out the corner of my eye, and it just suddenly resets. I don't know where I am. And I keep working again, and I keep resetting.
You are wandering through the library, and you know you're meant to be looking for something. But every time you try and think about what you're meant to be looking for, the corridors around you shift, and you end up in a different place. Eventually, you start to hear the sound of this mechanical thing that is slowly stalking through the hall, somewhere ahead of you, then behind you, then to the left, and above, then below, and then it's behind you again. Just as you round the corner and you see this red haze at the end of the corridor, you wake up. None of you manage to get... Actually, no, hold on. Frog, you are the only one who manages to benefit from the long rest. The rest of you do not.
Do I get a short rest? Because that matters for me.
I will say that the three of you manage a short rest, but Prod is the only one who manages a full long rest.
He's gonna be so annoying when you guys wake up.
Yeah. The next morning, sun arises. Three of you sit down at a table looking haggard. It's not been a good night for three of you. Prod comes down, it's all sunshine and rainbows.
Morning, Prod.
Morning.
Morning. Who wants pancakes? I want pancakes. Oh, I had a dream about a mermaid. What would you do if you guys were mermaids? Because I think I would have shells covering only the necessities. And he
That is an oddly specific fantasy for being a mermaid.
Honestly, I weirdly think I would be doing a lot of the same stuff as I am right now. I will take a round of pancakes. Thank you.
Do they
I
have wizard
can't-
pancakes yet?
Hmm?
Do they have wizard pancakes yet?
It's not a wizard inn. It's just a normal inn.
I guess I'll have the regular pancakes then.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, I could write a W on it in sauce or something.
Not the same.
Maybe a star?
Wait, Darren.
Hmm?
You know prestidigitation, right?
I don't know spells. What do you mean?
Man, I could have sworn someone knew prestidigitation.
Yeah.
No, I
pretty
more or less
poets.
just have an emotional. I mostly just have an internalized emotional panic attack, and things happen now.
It was Horace that had it. I missed that Kenku.
Okay.
What are we doing?
So, you all tuck into your normal pancakes, not wizard pancakes, sadly. And as the morning wanes on, Darren, you can't shake the feeling that something is watching you. Ingvar, you also can't shake the feeling that something is watching you.
The hell?
It's a weird thing, because you're relatively certain there's nobody around. Both of you are, in fact, quite certain that there's nobody around. One of you has the alert feat. It's like you can't be surprised or something. But every time, both of you at points during the morning, you feel yourselves catch yourself as you're like looking over your shoulder, as if someone is standing just behind you.
No.
I'm from the looks on most of our faces. I'm guessing a lot of us didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Yeah.
How, out of curiosity, how many of you had bad dreams?
I kind of had one.
Because I...
Not
I-
me.
Oh, good for you. I kinda dreamt I was getting pulled into the floor by a skeletal woman with glowy red eyes. And then I woke up with mud on my ankles. Which kind of seems not normal, even by my standards these days. So... Does
Oh.
anyone else feel like there's somebody staring over their shoulder?
Yep.
Not that last bit. Sounds like you got a fucking evil spirit pissed at you or something. Have you defiled any shrines lately?
Not intentionally, as far as I know.
Oh, that's not a good answer now.
I don't think I have. I might have made I might have made an airship pilot wet himself, but I don't think I've destroyed any shrines recently.
Okay, so no river shrine hags you pissed off, got it.
Don't think so.
Well,
No. I think I'd remember that.
can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
Do-do. Green. Come on, here we go. $23.
Okay. You look over Darren, and it takes a bit of effort to actually focus your vision enough to see it. But you realize that there is a very faint shimmer of magic over Darren's left shoulder. A very faint shimmer of divination magic.
Oh boy.
What's up?
Have we pissed off a divination wizard recently?
I mean, we
As
foiled an
soon as
assassination
you say
attempt.
this, that divination magic winks out.
Oh, well, I guess they heard us.
Oh, goody.
Okay, let's take count. We pissed off the Karn effect. There are a couple members we don't know about still, right?
A handful.
There's only 2 women, I think. One's the sorceress we stole the arm from, and the other one's like the assassin one that turned into a bird, right?
Aye, aye.
I'm presuming the assassin one doesn't have the whole I'm gonna drag you into the muddy ground stick, whereas Necromancer Lady probably does, so I wonder if they just are trying to get their fucking arm back or something.
I mean, we did also foil an assassination attempt recently. There's a non-zero possibility it's someone related to that.
I guess that's true. Well, I can't really trace the magic back now it's gone, so... Unless they do anything else, I guess we're fine.
Ingvar, the sense that someone is watching you has not focused on you. It has on you, fine, but it has not focused on you.
Do I see anything over Ingvar's shoulder?
Do you have detect magic or something equivalent?
Almost.
Oh? You do,
I
that
can
is
see
fair.
magic, remember.
Roll me an
I can't
Arcana
identify
check.
class, but...
Yeah, I think Ingvar's got out like that.
Yeah, well, I have a decent modifier on this, but
Oh,
I
yeah, you've
don't
got like
have
a half detect magic thing. You can see the
Yeah.
shapes and stuff, but it doesn't give you the description, presumably.
Nat
Yes.
20!
Nat
Nice.
20, not bad. There is something hovering over Ingvar's shoulder. Unlike, and you start to see this too, Librarian, after a moment you're looking at it, you start to see it. And this isn't divination magic. whatever is hovering over Ingvar is infernal in nature.
You're fantastic.
Oh no.
But this isn't new. This is a part of something that you've seen before hovering around Ingvar. Even just in passing for you, Librarian, and recently, like, you saw it when your vision started to coalesce into what you actually understand it as it is now, Darren. But now that you're looking at it, you can actually see there's infernal energy that's sort of wrapping around Ingvar's arms like chains that are linked to this small shimmer of infernal magic that's just behind their neck.
Yeah, does Ingvar feel this
I mean,
chains or whatever?
It's not something you would consciously think about. But ever since the fire, you've always felt weighed down. As if something was trying to pull you towards something below.
Wow. Literally. Is there anything that can be done about this, or is it just there at the moment?
Can I
Just
take a
there
look?
at the moment. Hey, you can take a look if you like.
Be subtle about it.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Ingvar, do you want a shoulder massage? You look pretty tense there, buddy.
He looks a little confused, but sure.
Okay, I'm gonna start ritual casting Identify on this shit.
Okay.
While I give the shoulder massage.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity check for shoulder massage, I guess.
Okay. Let's see, where's my dex? Oh, just flat dex? Okay.
Just flat dex.
Oh, this is not a very good massage.
This
Oh,
is
I
the
think made more
worst
effect.
shoulder massage you have ever received, Ingvar.
Just like gripping really tightly, like digging my nails in.
You are
relaxed yet?
actively like wincing as the librarian tries to give you a shoulder massage while also ritual casting a spell. It is not a pleasant experience. However, librarian, as you are casting, once you get through the casting, you hear your regular disembodied voice. This is a Rakshasa Gaius, a demon binding, put in place on this individual within the last 8 years. This binding has recently been activated. It allows the Rakshasa to track the bound being, and can only be dispelled by a high-level remove curse. This has been another use of the Identify spell.
Well, we're being tracked, folks, and I can't get it off because I only know how to spell magic. We need a priest.
Damn it! Oh dear.
Unless Paladin has access to remove curse.
I'm probably about to regret asking this, but Prod, do you know anything about getting rid of curses?
Well, I mean, I could give it a go, but I don't know if I could. Let me just go to my spell list. What? If I was to know a spell that would do this, what would that spell's name be?
Remove curse.
Curse.
No. I could, however, make a sword a bit more sharp.
I guess just stop the
Nice
curse
save.
in the arse.
Times like this, I thank God that you're with us, Flo.
Which one?
No. I do have stuff like protection from poison, but I don't really have... I have, like, on features and traits, I have, was it Aura of Protection, which basically just gives everyone a bit of a bonus when it comes to their saving throws, but nothing else.
I don't think that's gonna save Ingvar's arse. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm also really lucky.
Occasionally that luck even rubs off on somebody nearby.
I'll rub off on
Right.
you. What?
Do
What?
we? I don't know if we're likely to get a good night's sleep until we figure this one out. So, shall we find a priest somewhere nearby?
I feel like this is two different things.
You think that there just happens to be two distinct entities that are spying on us?
Yes, because otherwise, why would one be infernal and the other one divination?
That's a good point.
Infernal magic is infernal magic. Divination's a school, normally human class.
Right. I mean, you said the divination one was gone, right?
Gone, but it was almost definitely just like a watchful eye or observer spell they were using.
Okay, and if there's nothing that you can do about that presently, then I vote we try and address at least one of these things.
That's probably a good
curse
idea.
me!
Yeah, that would also be good. Uncurse the Ingvar.
That would be good.
Caught me off to the new.
Alright, we need to find a church.
Okay. There you have your selection. There's basically a church to most gods here in Tina. There's temples and so on. There's temples to most gods, but not all. So realistically, which one do you want to go find?
The god of remove
Which
curses,
one-
clearly.
Yeah, like which one's more associated with like healing and I guess curse removal or affliction
What
ailment
was
stuff?
Isaac's?
Isaac's was the god of time and death.
Yeah.
Is that
Maybe not that.
methanol?
Yeah, Metano. However, the goddess of magic does have a temple here in the city. The goddess of
does she?
magic, drama, and theatre.
Oh no,
I'm-
Dramatis.
Oh boy.
You're gonna love my church.
We've been to your
Alice.
church before!
I think I have.
We went to get to the poison one.
No, that was
Oh.
Metano. The
Okay.
poison one was Metano.
Right, yes.
Oh wait, no, sorry. We went to the Dramatist church to keep the arm preserved.
Yes.
Oh, the-
Church of Callist. Though I am
Callist, sorry.
seriously considering renaming her to Dramatis now, just because.
You're welcome.
The reason the place you're getting that from is the name of Prod's swords.
Oh. Yep, that makes sense.
Alright, let's go see the. Let's go to the theater kid church.
Hey. Prod's
Okay.
popped.
Just going and they're all reciting
okay, so
like.
the alternative is like the Church of Kenna, which is like all about healing and home and like all of that sort of thing. So you do have options.
You know, like
Fucking dweebs.
feel like that might be the one we actually want, even if magic is kind of callous thing.
I mean, we could go to the first one, and if the first one doesn't work, we've got another option.
Yeah,
Also,
Hmm?
I'm a blooming paladin. They'll let us in no matter what. Because I have great abs, and I can do monologues from several different plays.
But also, aren't they, like, known as tricksters?
How many tricks can you do from attempting to remove someone's curse?
Ripping us off monetary-wise.
You're a
I
paladin.
If I probably can negotiate a lower price regardless. So if they rip us off a little, they'll just get it back up to market price.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go to the Church of Callus then.
Whee.
Okay. So you all tromp down to the Church of Callus, a large amphitheater that is located somewhere in the city. I will not describe the route you take to get there because I will not remember it. You've been here before, Prod. This sort of heavy half-circle theatre that's been dug down into the ground, that has this slanted roof over the top. You all walk in, and there to greet you is the orcish head priest, if you will. Head cleric of this temple, who walks up to you all and goes, and sort of goes to you, Prod, because you've met before, and he goes, "Ah, Maximus, good to see you again. And who are these?"
Good to see you. These are my delighted brethren in arms. They are here. They're having a couple of problems which I can't solve for using my good looks and charm. And would like to see a cleric, if possible.
Oh, of course, of course. Please, right this way. And he leads you
Thank you,
all
brother.
off to a small side chamber that's sort of well decorated, light and airy, long purple tapestries and stuff like that. And he sort of turns to all of you and goes, "Well, I am the most senior cleric here. I can probably assist whatever you recommend. Which of you is having these troubles?"
I think Rob just kind of raises his hand.
Ah,
He's not feeling great.
all right. Come forward. Come forward. Let me take a look at you. Oh. Oh. Oh my. That is concerning.
Yay.
He turns away, he pulls a couple of books off a shelf, starts flipping through them. Eventually he pulls out this heavy-looking red-bound tome. Sort of slams it down on this counter, this heavy sort of red-bound book, and opens it to the middle, leaps through a couple of pages, till eventually he comes across a page that is covered in diagrams. It has writing in... does anyone read Infernal?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so it has writing that you cannot understand. But you all would recognize as very similar to the writing on the Asmodeus contract.
Uh-oh.
And he starts sort of skimming through all of this. Eventually he turns back to you and says, Well, I'm afraid I don't have the power to completely remove this binding, and it is a binding. It is a Rakshasa's binding. Not something I can easily get rid of. Even high-level clerics have difficulty with this sort of thing.
Do you have a pope we could contact, or?
Is there a bishop?
I can negate the effect temporarily. It won't last. Maybe 3 months at most before the effect comes back in full force. Then you'll need to get this stuff done all over again. Before I do anything,
Right.
there's a few things you
That's
must...
probably fine. That's less time than we've been adventuring in total.
There's a few things you must understand before I do anything. A Rakshasa's binding allows them to track you wherever you are. They will always find you, and I don't know what you did to piss this one off, but it is dangerous. This binding has been on you, by the looks of things, for a very long time. If it was new, I could have probably removed it. But this has been here for years at this point.
And Jace. So if losing half my family wasn't bad enough.
Yes, well, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that. I can negate some of the effects. Currently, since the binding was activated, it is giving you a -5 on all your rolls.
Oh, great.
And he says, I can negate some of the effects. The weariness, the constant feeling of being watched. But I can't stop the innate tracking. That is something that I can't do. Whatever they do, the Rakshasa will find you. There's nothing I can do to stop that. But at least I can put you back into fighting shape the next time you face them, which will happen. Rakshasa are known to hold grudges immensely. I'm very sorry.
Oh, that's quite alright. He kind of just lets out a small yawn. Don't mind me. At least if I'm in some form of fighting shape, I could perhaps just punt him off into hell, but you know, I'd have some form of chance.
Very well. Please take a seat, he says, and he gestures to this large stone chair at the side of the room. This isn't going to hurt, but it is going to take a little while. So make yourself comfortable. And he starts grabbing various ritual ingredients off shelves, grabs a mortar and pestle, starts grinding some stuff up. In the meanwhile, what are the rest of you doing?
Prod is going to see what's on the stage,
Okay.
and is going to drag everyone else along.
I don't really do magic stuff, bizarrely enough, so I guess I'm following anyways.
Okay. What about you, librarian? Are you staying to watch this ritual casting, or are you?
I guess, yeah. Is there anything else that might pique pique my interest a bit more that would take me away? If not, then I'm going to stick here.
I mean, you are in a temple dedicated to the goddess of magic, the deity of magic, so there's probably some stuff that might distract you, but it really depends on what you want to be doing right now.
Can I roll for distraction?
Sure.
They're an ADHD stat.
Oh God, I wish. Okay.
What is the ADHD stat?
What is
officially?
the ADHD stat?
Probably perception, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think perception. Yeah,
Is it
roll
a
me.
failure or a success though?
I will say.
I guess if I roll high enough in perception, I get distracted.
I will say, if you roll... Here's what I'll say. If you roll below a 5 or above a 15, you get distracted.
Oh boy.
The
that's a fun one.
distraction
Okay, sure.
will depend on where on this you roll. If you roll in the middle, which is the focus region, you will not get distracted.
Need my wizard Adderall, one sec.
I love this.
22.
I got a 20. I got that 20.
You got a nat 20 on your ADHD check.
Yay, hyper focus.
You hyper focus on your distraction. Yeah, you are in a temple to the deity of magic, and magic is kind of your passion. So you disappear off. You accidentally manage to find the temple archives, and you just get lost in there immediately. It's like you took a wrong
I have
turn.
something for this.
You took a wrong
I have
turn.
the sage background.
Okay. Remind me.
It means that I can find. I know where to find any information that I may want to get.
Okay. Yeah. So you go and you spend a good 20 minutes just browsing through this collection of ancient tomes. What are you looking for, I guess? What are you
Artificial
hyper-focusing on?
constructs.
Artificial constructs. Okay. With that nat 20, you find a few books on golem construction. A few books that they're just like general tomes, seemingly available to access to anyone who might be in the temple at any time. But there are books on golem construction, on what sands and sandstones and stuff are good to use for the construction of artificial constructs within that realm of things. There's one book that's about the constructs found in the City of Brass, actually, which you find quite interesting. Which is all about these giant metal defense golems that are apparently found down in the City of Brass in the Elemental Chaos. Yeah, it's you get lost in that for a few hours. If you need information on specific golems and stuff, you can recall that from now on till whenever your memory decides to get delirious again.
Yay!
Yeah. Prod and Darren, you attend a lovely showing of you attend a lovely showing of Omelette. Apparently the playwright Leggin Top is in town and has put on a lovely showing of the play Omelette.
Leggin top.
Yeah.
I can't understand the pun. Give me a second.
It's not necessarily a pun. It is a play on words though.
Lucian's describing a wardrobe malfunction.
Actually, I'm describing the reverse of the actual name.
No, help me out here.
Please read out.
Okay, so the reverse of Leggin Top would be Nigel Bottom, which is the playwright who wrote Omelette in Something Rotten.
Oh,
Ah!
you've mixed up your conversions. You've reversed one word and exchanged another.
Yes, I have. Yeah, you guys watch a lovely showing of Omelette the musical.
Levels of encryption, the same thing.
Oh,
Now,
beautiful.
if you look in the VC chat.
What? You egg!
Forgot about my favorite Shakespeare quote aside from the bear going off stage one.
I
in the
watched 12. Sorry, I watched A Winter's Tale the other day. The bear is never mentioned again.
I mean, yeah.
Perfect. It did its job narratively. And then it left.
You know, I'm not generally one for the arts, but that was not a bad time.
Anyway.
Are you saying this in character?
I'm saying this in character, yes.
Okay. Yeah. In the meantime, Ingvar, you spend 10-15 minutes waiting while the cleric starts putting together all of these varying ingredients. Eventually, he gets down on his knees and starts drawing a ritual circle around the chair you're sitting on. And then sits down cross-legged in front of you and starts to essentially pray. Prayer for a cleric is very much part of ritual casting. And after he's done, you feel lighter, much more refreshed. It feels like a weight has been lifted off your arms and your soul. You will no longer get a -5 to all skill checks. You will also no longer be viewable as a subject of the Rakshasa, though the tracking spell is an innate part of this binding that is very difficult to remove, so you will still be tracked. And last but not least, the cleric tells you something additional. He says, as the months wear on, you will find that some of these effects start to return. So I've made a adjustment to the spell. When this defense spell wears off, and it will, the bindings will start to show themselves. They will manifest for you only, physically. You will start seeing the chains again. He sort of snaps his fingers for a moment, and he shows you what that would look like using a minor illusion. And it's these glowing, cherry-hot red chains that are sort of winding around your arms down to your wrists, where they end in manacles.
quite apt for the health.
Yeah. He sort of says, well, that took a lot out of me, he says, as he sits down, and you notice that, like, he looks drained after having casted whatever he cast. Whatever it was, it wasn't a remove curse. But it was something that even a high-level caster like him had trouble with. You can tell. Yeah. After all is said and done, you go out to meet up with your other party members.
Nice. He
Unless
leaves like
there is anything you-
I was just gonna like leave a generous donation or something for the help.
Yeah, there's a donation bowl out in the foyer, if you will. There's like this big brass bowl with a bunch of coins in it. Yeah. How heavy a donation do you leave?
He drops about 10 gold in. If he feels like at least a 10 gold sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fair. You drop 10 gold
Yep.
into the bowl. As you do, the bowl whispers, "Thank you," in a very dramatic fashion.
Oh god, the bull's got sentience.
It's possessed! Witch!
Yeah. Where are the rest? Where can Ingvar find the rest of you now?
Omelette!
Okay.
Just follow the noise of omelette, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you head to the main stage of the amphitheater, and you see both Darren and Prod sitting in sort of the, would you say front row or middle row?
Front row, darling.
Front row, of course. You see them sitting in the front row, watching a rehearsal of Omelette. As Vegan Top sort of sits to the side with his brother, and they seem to be arguing over the script. This is just flavor text. You do not need to interact with them.
So that just kind of walks up and goes, "Yo."
Oh, you're back, darling. How was it?
Invigorating. I no longer feel like I've got the weight of the world on my well, for now, the weight of the world is off my shoulders.
Good.
Librarian,
What are you
you're still
up to?
lost in the archives. What are you doing?
Did I find anything on flesh golems yet?
Flesh golems? There's a couple of books on, like, necromancy that would contain something similar to, like, a golem made of flesh. Nothing in, like, actual golemancy books. Because, like, from what you've seen, flesh golems are more necromancy than golemancy. But it's like... It's like if you were to basically ask a... It's like if you were to ask a particle physicist to perform chemistry, basically. On the one hand, yeah, they might be able to do it, but it doesn't necessarily align with their original school of thinking. Flesh golems are mainly like a necromancy thing in that you would generally classify a flesh golem as being reconstituted body parts that have been necromancied to existence or to sentience. It is possible to build a golem using flesh through golemancy. It's just not really done because there's not much point. Like, it's easier to animate flesh through necromancy than it is through golemancy. And if you're doing golemancy, you probably want to work with harder, sturdier materials than flesh. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, flesh golems are, you guess, technically a thing. It's just, there's no point really in making them through golemancy. At least as far as you can see. A lot of researchers kind of dismiss the
artificial
idea.
body?
Artificial bodies? Like, You're asking the hard questions today, aren't you?
It doesn't have to be a thing right now. We can, like, come back to it if you need a longer think and answer.
I mean, you would need a more specialized library to find out more about this, basically, I would say. In this instance, like, Calist's temples are repositories of, like, knowledge on magic, but that doesn't necessarily specify what type of magic they would be repositories of knowledge on. So, a few books on golemancy, a few books on necromancy, a few books on divination, a few books on illusion. Like, you've got a mix of everything here, but it's not specialized knowledge, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, with a natural 20, you've got a decent amount of knowledge at your disposal, but actual, like, flesh artificial constructs is a very specific topic that you probably wouldn't find here.
I need to find the pre-published site, got it.
You need to find a paywalled site.
No, those aren't the only scientific places that aren't paywalled usually, is the pre-published servers.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. You extricate yourself from the stacks of varying books and tomes, and you head out to the main stage area where the rest of your party is awaiting and watching rehearsals as a man topples over backwards into a giant foam egg. It's quite a good backflip, actually.
Do they practice that much?
Hmm?
That's in character again.
Oh. Elfie is morosely staring at the screen. I'm sorry, Elfie, I didn't have time
darling?
to build the entire theatre.
It's okay, darling. What did you say, my love?
Do you think they practice the backflip, or did they just hire somebody who was, like, already good at backflips, do you think?
Yes to both.
They hired McBackflip.
Everyone, to work in the theatre, one must be able to backflip. For example, I do a backflip.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Can it be acrobatics,
or
please?
acrobatics? One of the two.
Sorry, athletics. I meant athletics. I said athletics.
Athletics?
That'd be a 22.
Cool.
It's not the most
that'll do.
elegant backflip, but it is a backflip. Like, it's a full-on double
Me too.
backflip.
That's a bloody good backflip.
Yeah. But compared to some of the people in the Church of Callist, like, for your own standards, it's a decent backflip. It's a good backflip. But for Church of Callist standards, it's a mediocre backflip. As you watch someone on stage do a triple somersault and then land in a boiled egg. Foam boiled egg. So, you know. You need practice. And in fairness, you were using athletics to perform it, not acrobatics.
Okay.
Like, realistically, if you were going for elegance, you would have gone for acrobatics. Because acrobatics is like elegance and grace and all of that sort of thing. Athletics is more solid performance, you know?
Yeah, it's all
Acrobatics
right.
is ballet. Athletics is pivoting during a charge so you don't get taken out by the quarterback.
Yeah.
In short.
I don't know what a quarterback is, but you know. Yeah. I do know what a...
It's
I
about
kind
one
of know
half
what
of a halfback.
I kind of know what a quarterback is, but I've never watched American football, so I wouldn't really know.
Oh, you mean rugby? Armored rugby.
Armored rugby,
Armored
yeah.
rugby, yeah.
God, what whips.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So, did they manage to do the thing with your little geese or whatever it was there?
Ingvar?
Oh, yeah, but it's temporarily fixed for now.
How temporary are we talking?
Couple of months temporary. Although he did adjust it so that once it what he's done starts wearing off, I will be able to tell.
Right. But you're feeling better now, at least?
Oh, much better.
I mean,
Additionally, Ingvar, before you left, he did impart some additional advice. He told you two things. One, the easiest way to remove this full curse would be to find essentially like a temple head, like one of the members of like either Tenor or Calist, who is like a regional head of temples, like very, very high level clerics. Or alternatively, if you really wanted to go that route, and he does not recommend it, killing the Rakshasa will get rid of the curse. Like, it will get rid of the binding completely. However, killing a Rakshasa is not that easy. So...
So he kind of just relays this to the guys.
So you all have this information now.
I mean, the weird Catman didn't seem that that difficult the last time, but I guess it's possibly not the same one, is it? But then also, what are the odds we encounter two separate, distinct Rakshasa? I'd look around and see if, like, there's a magical thing around me again.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, boy.
why'd you ask? Why'd you ask when you know this is what's going to happen?
Oh, to be fair, I didn't know this would happen.
There
Dirty
is
20.
not. There is nothing.
I have an idea. I don't know how well it might work out, but watching this play has given me a notion. Let's head back to my room at the inn, real quick. I might be able to show something.
Okay. Unless any of you have something that you want to do beforehand?
Not that I can think of.
No? Okay. You all head back to the inn. You pile into Darren's relatively cramped room. And you lock the doors and close the blinds. Because I'm assuming you don't want to be spied on.
I mean, that's an ideal, isn't it? Right. I've never tried this before, so I don't know how well this is going to work out. Uh, just gonna
Darren
a
takes
little
off his
bit more
shirt.
legit, actually, because I just want to be comfortable enough to pull this off properly. Okay. I rub my hands together and I think really, really hard about the nightmare I had, and I cast Major Image to
Oh,
make try and make the
okay.
room resemble a playback, essentially, of my dream.
Okay. All right. I don't have my handbook here. Hold on. But I do have the spell list. Okay. Major image. You create the image of an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. So you're limiting it to the area of the room, right? Guessing you're not going beyond the bounds.
Yeah,
of
it's
the room.
like yeah, basically, which is either close to 2020 or little.
The image appears at a spot that you can see within range and lasts for the duration. It seems completely real, including the sound, smells, and temperature appropriate to the thing depicted. You can't create sufficient heat or cold to cause damage. Sound loud enough to deal with thunder. Yeah, okay. As long as you were... Okay. You can, as the image changes location, you can alter its appearance so that it appears natural to the energy. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically turning this room into a holodeck for a hot second.
Okay. You concentrate, you focus, and you push the image of your dream out into the world around you. The rest of you find yourselves. It's like watching the world around you fade into existence. The walls kind of get this distance. You're suddenly standing in a street. There's cobblestones beneath your feet. There's mud. The rain is lashing down, though it doesn't seem to touch you at all. There's houses with boarded up windows. One of them has a little candlelight behind the boards. You see rotting wood and debris and stone strewn across various alleyways and the street before you. There is, now that you're sort of getting a better visual of it, now that you're actually able to recall more in the moment, Darren, you realize that the street that you're standing on is very wide, very long. It leads straight through the middle of this city by the looks of it. You're actually standing at a crossroads. And out one end you see these massive black gates. And on the other end you see a shattered temple. This, what may have once been some form of cathedral, but now parts of it are floating in the air. Spires have cracked and broken off. There's obviously been a massive fire at some point. All the glass windows are shattered. There is this hurling fog that seems to weave its way through the streets from up at this large cathedral-like structure. You all now stand within a 20-foot cube that holodecks out into this massive city. Admittedly, at certain edges, it gets a little fuzzy, where Darren hasn't actually seen what's over there, but you get the gist.
Okay.
Dude.
I don't know how long I can hold this, but this is basically my dream from last night. Does this look familiar to anyone?
Who wants to roll me a history check? And Elfie, if you want to roll this with either history or religion, you can get advantage on it.
Hey, I'll go with religion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll a religion with advantage. I will.
And there, the history.
Ciao. That would be a 24.
Okay. Is anybody else rolling?
I'll roll a history, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 17.
Okay. So, let's start with you, Librarian, and then we'll move on to Elf. Librarian, you kind of recognize this city. It looked very different back in the day. Very, very different. But this is the city of Necronir. It didn't used to look so bleak. It didn't used to look so damaged. And you look over the temple, the cathedral does look the same though. That shattered cathedral is the one thing that makes you realize, oh, this is Necronir. Everything else is a little different, damper, darker, generally. It feels like, well, evil. For you, Prod, you feel a whisper in the back of your mind, telling you about this place. The whisper is a familiar voice that comes from your armor. And your armor tells you something interesting. That cathedral is the last place that the original bearer of this armor wore it.
Interesting.
You are informed that this is the city of Necronir. You are also informed that this used to be the original seat of power for the Metanian Church, the Church of the God of Time and Death. That thousands of years ago, that church was visited by Metano's true form as the God of Time, without disguise or without any form of obstruction between himself and the mortal minds that saw him. And that rent the cathedral asunder and turned it into what you see today, which is this giant, cracked, semi-floating building. This massive, burnt-out husk. Your armor also tells you that that's where its occupant died.
So, anybody recognize it? Like, this, as far as I can tell, this might just be a nightmare hellscape. I don't know.
It's Necronir.
It's Necronir?
Yep.
Yeah.
They sure do have an aesthetic.
Oh my.
Okay.
There's a
right.
lot of Gothic architecture.
Well, you can maybe see why I thought it was just nightmare architecture.
This is where baby goths are born. Gothlings.
Oh, I
My
never
brain
go
just
drinking
went
with
Blood
Visigoths,
Bowl.
let me tell you. Okay,
Do you fast forward your dream?
Yeah, I'm gonna zip forward to when the weird lady
Okay.
shows up.
You all watch as like Darren sort of manipulates this. He's holding in his hands. You realize, Darren, that you are in fact holding in your hands this like little orb, and you manipulate it slightly, and you watch as it's a little like a flickery as the video feed speeds up, like you're fast forwarding a VHS. And you all watch as this skeletal woman starts to crawl up out of where the floorboards would be, but it's currently like mud and cobblestones. This gaunt-looking woman with yellow, red, golden eyes that sort of just claws her way out. She's wearing bedraggled dress, black on black, basically. Her hair is long and white. You, Prod, recognize her. And you, Ingvar, as well. This woman, though she looks very different now, she looks, well, mostly dead. You realize that this woman is missing an arm. And you also realize that this woman is the woman that you faced in the Artificers Guild back in Farrenhall. The woman who literally commanded you to walk into the sea, Prod. To walk off a cliff. The woman who was trying to kidnap the head artificer of the Farrenholm Artificers Guild.
Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway.
Oh,
We meet
for
again.
fuck's sake! Ah!
Very darkness, dementia, raven way.
I'm sorry, it's all I could think about when you were going into such vivid description about their goth aesthetic.
God!
Ah, shit, it's the woman with stolen arm off.
It's what?
Oh yeah, we have that still.
Yeah, the one with the arm off.
Emotional support sorceress armor. I just pull it out the bag and it's still just completely fine.
Whoa, okay. Well, she had a little bit to say to me. Just I zip back to like when she starts talking.
Yeah,
Replay that.
you can, yeah, it is major image, you can do sound. You all watch as Darren sitting on the bed summons an image of Darren in place in front of this woman. You all watch as the woman reaches out with one arm and grabs Darren by the ankle and goes, "Give it."
You know, I have a funny feeling she wants her arm back. Just a hunch, just a hint.
Are you sure it's the arm?
Yeah,
though?
I'm not.
I'm pretty sure we haven't got any other body parts belonging to her, do we?
Well, I
Okay.
mean,
Nope.
Well, the last time that we encountered, well, when we got the arm, it was because we were messing with Lord Blackwood's transportation thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole deal about that situation was about the Ring of Defenestration,
right.
which might be in my pocket in this image.
The one we destroyed, right?
I thought we did.
Yeah, we definitely destroyed it.
So
No, we didn't.
What?
No, Prod, we definitely destroyed it. I just kind of pull Prod in and whisper, like, there could still be observers around.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Yep.
Just
So,
for the hell of
presuming
it, roll
that-
me a deception check, Prod.
Oh.
No!
May I offer you know what, okay.
What were you gonna try and offer?
Nothing. 10! I've got the actor feat. I don't know if that helps.
Should do. What does the active feat do?
I have advantage on deception and performance checks.
Yeah. Then yeah, you can use that.
I'll roll. I'll do that. I'll roll again. Come on, baby, more than a 10. That's a 12.
It's more than a 10. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so let's presume for a second that scary woman here thinks that we didn't destroy it, so it was in my pocket in this dream. What do we do with that information? And how do we get her to leave me the hell alone?
We could send her a letter.
Do we have an address? Can we message her?
I mean, my little delivery bot needs familiarity, and I have literally
Well,
got a body part. So if
Yes, you
that's
are
not familiar enough.
extensively acquainted with a part of her. Is your little bot not just gonna go for the arm?
I don't think that counts as a person, surely. They kind of have like a locate person thing going on with them, so I think it's more like the soul or the construct it looks for. The essence of them, if you will.
Well, I think it's
assume the one-armed woman has a soul.
I think it's
Whatever fucking thing is hanging on by a thread, it'll
Yeah.
find it.
It's probably safe to assume that this is not going to be the only time that she shows up in my dreams, which, hey, private, I'd like to enjoy myself in my dreams, thank you very much. But also she's probably behind the divination thing we saw at breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So... This feels extremely remote. I don't imagine this is happening from, like, the next room over or something.
Probably Necroneer.
Oh boy. How far away is Necroneer?
I think it was the
How-
next
how-
place we were planning on going anyway, right?
DM?
Sorry. My apologies. Necroneer is... Oh. It's a way. There's... Okay, hold on. I need to grab a specific resource, if I can remember where it was. Where did I put this? Ah.
Somewhere.
Okay, I can't find it at the moment, and there's no point in me looking because it's probably stuck somewhere in my stuff that's in the middle of nowhere in a storage unit. Necroneer is further north. It's on the coast. It's essentially between Danis Eld and Matina on the coast. It sits in a relatively temperate zone-ish. But nowadays most people say that as they approach the city of Necroneer, it always starts to get cloudy and foggy and rainy. And by the time they reach Necroneer, it's just torrential. And that the rains and the fog don't really lessen. So it's very difficult to... It's not necessarily difficult to get to, that it's difficult to navigate. I would say it is about a week's journey by, well, no. It was a week's journey to get from Fereldenholm to here by airship. It would be about 4 days by airship.
Do we wanna go visit Golf Town and fight scary one-armed lady?
I mean, have we got anything else we need to do in this town?
I mean, no, but I think we're going to anyway.
Who knows? Maybe we'll meet maybe we'll meet a Rakshasa along the way and kick their butt again.
Ah, yes, because I want another curse on top of the other curse I've got.
Well, if it's the same one, then that's one less, right?
Oh, that reminds me. I pull out the lotus.
The lotus!
Lotus that specifically has an effect at dulling curses.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, no, that is a thing you guys have, isn't it? Hold on, let me,
Apparently.
see.
Everlasting lotus.
Everlasting Lotus. Found in the northeastern territories of Dathan Mar, the Everlasting Lotus is a powerful item of healing, mostly used by the monks of Kenna to assist in the healing of ailments, poison, and disease. If a player spends a long rest with this item in their possession, they will be cured of any ailment, including poison, petrification, or disease. The Everlasting Lotus cannot break curses, but it can abate the symptoms. If ingested, the Everlasting Lotus allows the player to take an additional hit die every time they level up, exponentially increasing their max HP, however the Lotus is consumed in the process. Yes. It will negate... Well, it will negate the effects of the curse, of any curse, as long as the person has it on them. So, yeah.
Congratulations, you got a new Baudelaire.
Here's a new corsage for you. We're just Risk of Rain equipping right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well that puts that issue on ice for the time being anyways. Does that also affect whether they can track you?
I mean, presumably because we got rid of everything else. That's the only thing it's preventing now, right?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Ah, boy. $26.
No.
The properties of the Lotus aren't necessarily known to you, but you've had it on your person long enough to understand most of what it does. As long as... Okay, here's what I'll say. Because you went to the clerics, and you got what's essentially a partial blocking spell on this curse, the amount of strain that would be put on the Lotus is lessened, which allows it to focus on blocking the tracking element. If you hadn't gone to the cleric, this would have blocked the part that the cleric stuff blocks, basically. But because you did go to the cleric, the Lotus itself will block the tracking element, and the cleric spell will block the rest.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Congratulations, you are no longer... I'm not going to say you're no longer being tracked by the Rakshasa. The Rakshasa can't find you immediately. That's what I'll...
Yippee!
Yippee!
Well, I guess we've just put that Rakshasa issue on layaway, so we head for Necronir, I guess.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
And let's hit the problem with a sword.
Don't be hitting me with
Also
a
sounds
sword.
about right.
Yeah, I will drop the major image.
Okay.
Hey, can you make her go back and forth real quick before you do?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's a crappy stop motion animation.
Yakety sax.
Can you just take that for
Yeah,
a
you-
second? It's like.
You all just watch as this woman starts to go wee what wee what wee what wee what coming up and down out of the ground.
Lucky to have never faced this lady directly, because she would immediately just go like, "Nope, 7th level power word kill."
Yeah, you just watch as she comes up out of the ground, goes back down into it, comes back out of the ground, goes back down into it. It's
Up, down,
entertaining
all
for the
around.
moment.
Everybody do the underground.
It's entertaining for the moment.
I
Okay.
feel like... Yeah. I'm really glad this
Can I
lady isn't still here.
I quickly
Okay.
check if there's like an observe spell active anywhere.
You did. Though you couldn't find any. Well, Darren did, and Darren couldn't
Okay.
find any. If you want to check, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
You know what? I will, just for the bit of it, if there is one. I'm also gonna guidance this. I don't actually, it's a saving throw. I can't.
If you're in a 10-foot
19,
radius,
21.
I don't see anything.
if you're in a
Nothing
10-foot
there,
radius
as
of
far as you're
me, you can add stuff to that.
Is that your charisma bonus?
Yeah, it's my charisma modifier, so you add a plus 2 to that.
20
Okay,
range.
so that's
23.
23. There's nothing there, as far as you're aware.
Damn it.
Don't see
There's
anything.
nothing there. Is there? You're just making us roll for the paranoia.
Here's the bit where, like, 3 steps down the line, Lucian reveals there was, in fact, someone they were just watching directly outside the window instead of it being magic.
Well, you pulled the blinds.
Didn't have to go to Necroneer at all.
Okay, there we go. We're fine.
But no, I will say, mechanically speaking, what you've just been doing is rolling the saving throw for a scry spell. That is literally what you're just doing. Every time you ask me if you want to check, you are rolling the saving throw for a scry spell. When you succeed the saving throw, the scry spell doesn't work, so you can't see it. That's literally what it is. In mechanical terms. That being said, it doesn't prevent you from being spied on by all sorts of things. It's just this is specific to the scry spell, because that's what you saw earlier was the window of a scry spell over Darren's shoulder. So yeah. Right. So you guys have arrangements to make for travel to Necroneer. And we will do that in about 5 to 10 minutes, where we're gonna take a quick break. Everybody go grab snacks, drinks, etc., etc. And yeah, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we shall see you all then. Stand by, everybody.
Alrighty.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Right. To my esteemed players. And to chat at large, actually. We're probably going to wrap this up relatively soon, because we're all feeling a little bit tired and a little bit... It's been a week.
It's been a day.
I'm gonna say I couldn't stay late anyway. I've got shit to do before I travel tomorrow.
So we are going to wrap this session up with a few little bits and pieces. First things first. Are you all resting the night in your team?
Might as well.
Trying to.
Okay. Librarian and Darren, roll me wisdom saving throws.
Oh no.
I should have just.
One of those
I
days.
should have opted for the anti-Freddy Krueger method. Just stay up.
Boop boop ba doo ba doo ba doo 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 doo. 16.
Okay.
Again.
Librarian,
Which I think is
you
also a game.
have similar dreams. Darren, you don't have dreams. You sleep soundly. In the morning, you wake up to find yourself piled around your gold once again. And a further 40 gold has melted into a sludge pile of gold. It's still worth 40 gold. It's just not money anymore.
No one will accept it as currency anymore.
Yeah, do you accept lump? I have lump.
You may make one hell of a sword if you.
You trade in lump here.
I'm gonna have to figure out something to do about that. I
Just
know,
melt
is
it. Just get it melted down into one giant coin.
a bar, more likely. Am I? I'm presuming that I'm also once again waking up naked on top of the pile of gold, aren't I?
Pretty much. Like, it
'Cause
seems
that's how you
like...
described it the first time.
It seems like at some point in the middle of the night, you walked to your coin pouches, laid it all out on the bed, and then just lay on top of it and curled up. And
But somebody
the
just walked through the door.
slight,
What the fuck?
slight acidic drool has melted part of that pile into, yeah, you know.
What's the like drool equivalent of like nose plugs or something? Whenever someone snores.
I mean, you probably need
Wizard
something like a
CPAP.
mouth guard.
That could be misconstrued, I fear.
Maybe.
If the next time Prod breaks into my room to announce something happening and he just
And
encounters
you're just wearing a muzzle.
completely naked with basically a muzzle on, there's going to be assertions made.
That's fine. Wizard CPAP. It's alright.
It's right on.
All right, I need to check in with Shakar before we leave, so I will be heading out to do that shortly
Okay.
after foods.
All right. You're heading out to Shikara. What are the rest of you doing?
Good question.
Rod is shining his armor and making pancakes.
Okay. Roll me a...
Pancake roll.
Pancake roll! Pancake roll!
This isn't for the
Pancake
pancakes.
roll!
No.
Roll me an intelligence check, I guess.
Intelligent. You want to give me advantage on that?
No.
Alright. Whee! That's a 10.
It's a 10.
Statistically average.
You spend a good, like, hour trying to shine up your armor. And
Not shine.
all you get from that hour's worth of effort is your room slowly getting covered in ash and slightly shinier scorch marks.
You know what? That's an improvement. Thing is, it's not about getting the results when shining armor. It's about deepening your connection with the thing that protects you and your body.
Except
Prod says to an empty room.
You hear Prod, like slightly off in the distance, that same helpful-ish voice go. I appreciate the attempt.
And I appreciate you too, disembodied voice.
Okay. Ingvar, Arcus.
I am tinkering with something. I had an idea after watching Darren replay their dream. So I'm working on a magical artifact, is all I will say.
Okay. Let me know after the session what you want to be tinkering on. And
Yeah.
I'll see what I can come up with in the future. Ingvar?
He's making sure the dragon's happy.
You
Spending some
are.
quality time.
You are giving Casimir the best belly rub. He's just rolling over his. Ah! He loves it. Okay.
He'll just go mad.
He's just like he's doing that thing that cats do when you rub their bellies. It's like he's pawing at you, but he's not actually trying to hurt you. He's just batting you while you rub his belly. You rub the scales on his belly. It's scratchy, 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 scratchy. It's very nice. It's very fun. Okay. You head down to the bazaar market, Darren, and you head down to the place where you know Shakar will probably be, which is his sister's essentially leatherworking stall, because you know that's where he sleeps these days.
Yep.
And you head down there. His sister isn't there, but you knock on the wood, and the half-burnt, smoky hair of Shakar Alfene pops up, and he goes, "Ah, my friend! Hello! What can I do for you?"
I'm actually currently prepping to leave town for a bit, so I just wanted to make sure that you were all laid straight and whatnot. Is everything good with you?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I have
I
lots of
arranged for
time to
somebody
do
else
my
to bring
research.
you. Yeah, I arranged for somebody else to bring you a artifact that you can maybe use for your stuff. I don't know if that's been
Okay.
delivered yet or not.
I haven't seen anybody, but I shall keep an eye out and run if they look
Right.
scary.
It'll be delivered to your sister's stall in the market, most probably.
Okay. Yes, I shall keep an eye out.
Otherwise, right. Otherwise, I'm not entirely done. So if I come across anything of greater volume that could be used, could that process be repeated?
Yes, we can. We can repeat the process, but if you want to do anything bigger, I'm gonna need bigger equipment.
Right.
Excuse me.
And even with this, and he gestures to your current form, it burned out most of my current equipment. I need to rebuild my entire workshop. I mean, it was a success, and we learned from our mistakes, but it's gonna take time.
Right. That is fine. It's probably going to take me a while to source something stable enough to use, at the very least. In the meantime, if no one shows up, and also as just like, let's call it a deposit, a down payment, I am so going to regret this. I'm going to hand him the Ice Dragon Heart.
Oh.
Oh.
Are you sure about this?
I know that this looks tempting, but don't mess with it.
Hey, you pull out this crystalline lattice work of essentially like pure ice, that it has this glowing blue center, and you hand it over to Shakar, and Shakar takes it, and his eyes go wide, and he's like,
Be
Are you? I've never seen one of these up close. How
Try
did you...
not to. Just consider that as my down payment that I will be back and I will need more of your help.
I
Don't
I
sell
can
it.
build a...
Don't mess with it. Ideally, don't let anyone else know you even have it.
Yes!
I've carried that in my pockets for a great long while at this point. It is not a gift.
I understand. And I understand. He looks dumbfounded. Absolutely astonished by this. He sort of...
If when I come back and we get everything else sorted out, if that is still usable after that point, then you can do whatever you like with it, ideally quite some distance out of city limits. For now, just hold on to that for me. Okay?
Yes. Yes. And you watch as he, like... You hear a... like, he backs up a little bit, he reaches down, you hear a clunk. And, like, you look over the counter, you see underneath the counter is this heavy metal trap door that apparently leads to some sort of basement area for this little stall shop. And he's like, I am going to put this in a safe place. I wish you good luck on your travels. Oh! And you watch as he descends down into this basement area, which is apparently where he's been living.
Yay. Ticking that particular MacGuffin off my list now.
There's nothing on.
As long as I'm in the stalls, is there anyone that sells, like, acid-resistant mouth guards or something?
Not something most people carry. You can
Yeah,
make an investigation check to find out.
Well, let's see. Detective Darren on the case. 23.
Not necessarily acid-resistant mouth guards, but you do find varying, like, acid-resistant or acid-etched items. It's a very specific item to be looking for, basically. You do eventually come across a merchant who is selling, like, some form of acid-resistant beakers and stuff. But it's like, it's all glass, basically. So it's kind of,
maybe-
yeah.
Maybe some kind of neutralizing agent, at least.
Um,
Probably wouldn't taste very good, but maybe I could like rub that in under my tongue before I go to bed or something.
you find some alkaline stuff.
Yeah, worth a shot, I guess.
No. I mean, you find, like, basically alkaline tablets. And they're being hawked by a very suspicious-looking individual, who is selling them for their remedial properties, their youth-enhancing properties. But you look at, like, the back of the label and it just says pure alkaline, like, alkaline extract or something like that.
How much for this fine product?
Ah, my friend, you have a fine eye. That particular product I will sell you for 6 silver.
6 silver. For how
Yes.
many?
For 1 bottle. What, you want more?
It's a bargain for half the price, but
Half the price.
haggle him down.
What?
I'm gonna try and persuade him to.
This
come
is
back.
half. This is half. You want to pay? You want to pay 12 silver for it? 1 gold, 2 silver. I'll take 1 gold, 2 silver.
I'm gonna see how big is his stock currently.
I mean,
How many does he seem to
he's set up with one of those like unfolding suitcase tables, basically. So he's got like maybe a third of his inventory is these little alkaline pill bottles, and there's
like
maybe 20 of them.
Okay. I don't want to be carrying 20 of these things if they don't work at all. So
You don't even know if they work. So
let's say I take. Oh no, not a single clue. Let's say 2 bottles for.
how much was that? You cut out.
That would be. Oh, two bottles for 6 silver.
2 bottles for 6 silver.
And if they-
one
and if they
bottle
work-
is worth 6 silver, my friend. 1 bottle is worth 6
Well,
silver.
well, see, here's the thing, and I'm just going to lean over him. I don't really know that these work for my particular issues at this point in time, and I'm leaving town soon, so I can't really be buying too much stuff that I can't find a good use for. But
Roll me
I'm gonna have
persuasion
business
or
in town.
intimidation.
I'm gonna be back in town in the future. If this product works, I'll be buying a lot more of your inventory. And I'm going to just use my draconic presence as well for this, so I get advantage on my persuasion check.
Well, no, if you want to use your draconic presence, you'll get advantage on your intimidation, not persuasion.
It says when you make intimidation or persuasion.
Is it? Okay.
When
I
you make
stand
an intimidation
corrected.
or persuasion check, you can do so with advantage once per long rest.
Fair enough. I stand
So-
corrected.
Yeah. What can I say? I'm persuasive. Okay, so there's persuasion with advantage. That's a nat 20, first out the gate. Didn't even need the
Yeah,
presence.
you don't even need to roll a second time. Yeah, no, he's like, for a returning customer, I'm sure I can work out a good deal. 6 silver is fine for 2. And he pushes 2 bottles towards you.
Pleasure doing business with you. I shall head for wherever the airships are docked, I guess.
Okay. You head out to the airship port. What are the rest of you doing at the moment? Are you guys looking for alternative methods of travel, or are you just waiting for Darren to sort everything out?
waiting for Darren to sort things out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Librarian?
I'm still tinkering.
Still tinkering. Okay. You arrive at the airship port, Darren. It is crowded, it's bustling. You spot the familiar sight of the whale, the ship that you guys arrived on, which looks like it is getting ready to depart today. You don't know where it's going. There's a couple of smaller, like, skiffs and vessels that are traveling out. There's a very expensive looking airship that is posted as going to Necroneer. It's dripping in red, and it's got black spikes on it. It's got this gold filigree all along the bow. And that one's posted as going to Necroneer. And that one is leaving on the morrow. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of different things. It depends really what you're looking for.
Should we ask her? I mean, we've got the big ass fancy ship over there. But should we ask around to see if anybody else is going over to Necromere? Someone that doesn't look like it's 10 gold a trip?
Darren?
Yeah? Sorry. May have zoned out there.
It's all right. There's a lot of different airships. One of them looks incredibly ostentatious. It's got gold filigree along the bow. It's made of black iron. It's got red trim. There's a couple of other options. There's the ship, the whale that you guys arrived on. But that one you don't know where it's going. And apparently Ingvar has joined you for this.
Oh, he was just waiting.
Yeah, he's just waiting outside the airship port for you, apparently.
You said that one of the airships looked like it was gold filigreed.
Yes.
Yeah, that. Yes.
How much is the shiny one?
So the gold filigreed airship, this massive sort of classy looking vessel that's built out of this black iron. It's got spikes across the front of the ship. It's got all this gold filigree up the side and along the edges. It's got these red banners that drop down from the front and the back and across the balloon itself. It's got these large black and gold wing sails that spread out to the side. It is... You approach the captain of this vessel. The vessel is called the Dawnlight, and the captain himself is a relatively surly-looking man, sort of a. All right, what do you want? What can I do for you today?
I just curious, is this airship going to Necroneer at any stop?
Yes, we sailed for Necroneer tomorrow.
How much per person?
He sort of narrows his eyes at you. He's like analyzing you. Roll me do you think that Darren looks affluent?
I mean, by some definitions, I look like a demigod. So I'll give the wings a flutter just to add a little bit more impression.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use my presence, so just gonna. That is a 23.
Okay. He sort of looks you up and down and goes, "We travel at 15 gold per person."
I believe we could make that work.
Wonderful. How many of your party should I be expecting?
Trying to think if I need to remember a room for Kazuma.
I mean, I can't just de-summon the dragon.
Yeah, but, you know, maybe he'd like to be around. I don't know. Four people.
4 people. All right. Meet us here at the docks before 10 a.m. tomorrow. We depart at 12. If you are not here, we leave without you. We are on a very strict schedule.
Understood, my good fellow. Where? Out of curiosity, how much gold went into this thing?
He looks back at the ship, and you notice a note of pride sort of lights up his face, and he says, "Enough to pay my wages for 5 years, and my wages are very high."
Oh, I've got a warm feeling in my chest. Okay. Going back to Ingvar, I have good news and bad news.
Uh-huh.
The good news is I got us a ride to Necronir tomorrow from noon.
I'm assuming the bad news is how much it's going to cost us.
About 15 gold each.
Jesus.
I will survive.
Yeah, I suppose if it's the best, the safest, and the quickest way there.
And it's very pretty. But we can cover that if need be. I can cover that. That's only 6 platinum total. Sure. Yeah, I can cover that for us. Where's everyone else?
Where is everyone?
We all. I'm guessing we get communication
You have,
rings.
yeah, you have the communication.
We should probably head to the.
Ring ring. Ring ring.
Banana phone. Sorry.
There's no ringer on this thing, so I'm just yelling ring ring into it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the ring ring. The ring ring of communication.
oh god.
That's where ring ring comes from, because you say ring ring into the ring.
Yeah, just
Ring ring?
use the first 2 words of every sending, of every message spell or whatever it is, just to say ring ring.
Oh god.
Ring ring.
Anyway, yeah, you have acquired a ride. The journey to Necronir will take about 4 days. And until then, you guys need not worry too much. The one thing you do notice about the Dawn's Light is it has a sturdy amount of armament. In comparison to the Whale that you rode on before, which had liberal amounts of armament and mostly relied on the crew for defense, this thing has big armament. And it's a good, like, twice the size of the Whale itself. So, it's like, it's built for, not necessarily war, but it's built to deal damage, as far as you can tell. And it's built to defend its passengers well as well. The next day, you all gather at the airship port. I won't have you roll any wisdom saving throws this time.
Yippee.
And you all gather at the airship port. You stand before the captain. He appraises you all and welcomes you on board. I would like anyone who wants to roll a perception check, please.
As well.
Okay.
Huh?
Yep.
I perceive.
The
I perceive
librarian
with a
does.
19.
Darren does not.
Yeah, that's totally expected, honestly.
What do I roll?
Perception.
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 So that's a 14
14.
for A.
That's a 3.
Oh dear.
I
Rod ain't
love
looking.
you got the exact same number I did, but I actually have a modifier.
Okay, so all of you sort of end up finding your various cabins. You take a load off before the journey starts. You, librarian, end up on the main deck. Sort of just before you're due to take off, you're sort of looking around at the various things. You notice just before the airship is about to launch, they're lifting some cargo into the hold of the airship. There's like this heavy door on the side that lifts open, and they're lifting some stuff into it. You notice two things. One is that they're hauling up some heavy-looking boxes. They look familiar for some reason. You're not entirely sure why. The other is that along with these boxes, there are two dark-robed figures that are that hop into the cargo hold and help load these boxes in. And you're looking down over the railing, and you hear the captain's whistle as the cargo hold is shut. And then these two figures sort of go in through a side door. As you're watching, one of them looks up as the captain's whistle sounds. Their face is covered, hood up. But the distinctive yellow gold eyes are not a pleasant reminder of just why you guys are on this mission. And that's where we're going to leave it today. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I hope you all had fun. I most certainly did. We are going to go and raid. Let's see, who's live right now? We're gonna go raid a Fionn who's currently playing Crash Word. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I hope my players enjoyed today. I hope we all had fun.
Someday I shall roll naturally above a 10.
Someday.
Someday.
No.
As for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed today. I will be back tomorrow with something. I don't quite know what yet. I have a lot of things to pick from. Yeah, we'll see you all next time. Have a very good evening and a very good night, everybody. Ta-ta for now. And I guess we'll find out what strange creatures lurk in Cranier next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.